American men go overseas for women for, I'm going to say, a couple reasons. One, that most of the guys are going to say, is that they find that American women, now I'm not saying I agree with this, but they say that American women are a little more hard, a little pickier, harder to please, that type of thing, which, maybe we are. um, and the thought is that somebody from another country, especially European women, they kind of are a little sexier, a little more go with the flow. They're not as concerned as, like, with their checklist as we are. They're not maybe as OCD. They don't, you know what I mean? They're not wound as tight, basically. So, but I think there are those men who are just controlling, and they want a woman who is going to be, somebody that is more of an object, more of a trophy wife, somebody that they can control, essentially. And she's, English won't be her first language.
Ladies and gentlemen, I try to be as fair across the board as I possibly can, but everything this young lady is saying, and I say young lady because that's just how I talk about all ladies, is pretty much so far fetched. It's not even in the realm of not even within the realms of a lot of the reasons why a lot of us choose to date and deal with women abroad. First things first, out the gate, baby girl contradicted herself. What did she say? Well, I don't necessarily like to believe this, but a lot of people believe that women are hard. And then she said, oh, well, yeah, I can't see how that's a thing. And we have this extraneous checklist of things that we want and blah, 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 blah. But what I've learned is when I hear things like this, it's almost as if the same things that these women have, they don't necessarily allow us to have, right? You talking about, we're hard and we have a checklist. Us men, it feels as though we're not even allowed to have the checklist, man. We're not even allowed to have a standard. Y'all can have a standard, but heaven forbid, men who travel or men in general, heaven forbid we have a standard. Heaven forbid we want a young lady that's petite. Height really doesn't matter, but her body type needs to fit her frame. All of a sudden, if you say some shit like that, oh my God, you're fat shaming. Oh my God, you're fat phobic. Oh my God, how dare you compliment, how dare you chastise a woman for her weight or something like that. But yet and still, gentlemen, you've heard this one. Man, 6 foot tall, six figures, six pack abs, and all that shit. Yeah, y'all can have that standard, but heaven forbid a man has a fucking standard for himself. All of a sudden, it's blasphemous. All of a sudden, it's the worst thing in the world. And then she was like, yeah, well, you guys go overseas because you want a woman that you can control. Not necessarily. I just want somebody who can be there for me, who can be my partner, who's not literally gonna sit there and put me on a fucking checklist and check me off on shit like I'm being graded, like I'm in grade school or some shit. God damn, is this the test? Right? Am I being tested here or some shit? Granted, when you go abroad, you may have some young ladies that'll test you on some bullshit, but it comes with the territory. But you can honestly say that there is no way in this world that her checklist is going to be anywhere like a woman in the Americas checklist. Financially and all of this stuff and whatever, it's always going to be extraneous. Now, again, finances is always a very touchy subject for a lot of people because then you'll hear, well, that's why men are traveling abroad and getting foreign women because they're broke. You'll hear it from a lot of guys, and it's okay. I respect that because, again, I do believe that every man needs to perform at a high level in order to get their bread up. It doesn't necessarily matter, um, you know, what's going on in your life, who you're choosing to date. You got to make sure your finances are in check, right? You know what I'm saying? You ain't trying to be out here broke and shit, and you're not trying to sit there and allow people to chastise you for your dating choices based on the simple fact that you just ain't got the money to be able to support women in the United States. You got to make sure you take care of that part for you, right? Because you can't be judged based off of that simple fact. A lot of guys don't care, and I respect that because you shouldn't care. But then again, like I said, you have to make sure your finances are together, and you shouldn't allow the fact that your finances are together be the reason why you're dating abroad, right? If you're not feeling the love in the United States and you feel like the love is better for you in a country abroad, that should be one of the legit reasons, not necessarily because I can't afford a woman in the West, right? But that's neither here nor there. That's a story for another time. Baby girl in this particular video here, I just think she's got it all wrong. She does. She has it all wrong. She always thinks that the men are just trying to go somewhere where they can control the women and do all of this, that, and above. And, you know, you do have some negativity and the negative types, I should say, that may have that type of thought process in mind. I'm not going to say that there aren't men who go that route for that particular reason, but for the majority of the reason why a lot of guys choose to date abroad, I know I've said them a million times and I'll say them again, it's peace of mind, first and foremost, dealing with a woman that is feminine. My man said it in the video too. Shout out to Brazil, yes. You know, you want a woman that's feminine. You know, you want a woman that's, I don't want to say complicit, that's the wrong word, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. You want a woman that's willing to be on one page with you, willing to be on one accord with you, and also willing to listen. That has nothing to do with being controlling. That has nothing to do with wanting to be able to control a young lady. And everything to do with, damn, bro, I just want a young lady that's in my corner, that's on my team, who's cheering for me, not trying to tear me down, not trying to put me in a position where if it's either, oh, this is gonna happen, or I'm fucking leaving you, or whatever it may be, you don't want to have to deal with that shit on a regular basis, or you don't want to feel as though, how can I say this in the right way? I'm trying to get it right, y'all. But you don't necessarily want to be with a young lady that's just gonna always have naysayer shit to say in a relationship and not necessarily, you know, be in your corner. And I kind of feel like sometimes there's a pressure, and men should always be able to rise above the pressure, of course, you know, but there's always a pressure on us to perform at a high level, make the money, do all of this and all of the above. But it's like the minute you ask something in return from a young lady, at least when it comes to dealing with women in the West, you know, your Americanized young ladies and shit, it's almost like, heaven forbid, you have a request from them. What? Who the fuck you talking to? I ain't doing that. You come on, man. I don't need to go into the deets. I don't need to go into the details, man. But all I do know is that you're gonna deal with some women like that. And to avoid that, I think men are seeking relationships abroad, dealing with women who don't necessarily have this strict ass criterion wherein if you ain't hitting this, fuck you, get out of my face. Because they can have that. We can't have that. Right? At least abroad, in my opinion, ain't nobody gonna question your criteria. Why would they? Why would they question your criteria? Most times you got the women in these countries trying to live up to that criteria because they want you, right? I don't know, man. It's just we're living in different times, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm just having fun with the conversation. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Doc's not going to drag this one out any longer. If you enjoyed the video, likes up, subscribe. You already know what to do. If you enjoyed it a little bit more, you want to throw a couple dollars on the Good Doc's books, there's a heart in the corner that says thank you. Doc would highly appreciate it if you want to support. If you just enjoyed the content, the like would be ideal. Like I said, the like would be just good enough for me. All right? Y'all take care, man. Y'all stay blessed, man. Doc's on to the next one. Peace.